My beloved brothers and sisters, anger is one of the fastest ways to lose your peace. A few words from someone, a small situation, a moment of disrespect, and suddenly your heart is disturbed, your mind is restless, and your calm disappears. Yet the Prophet taught us that true strength is not in overpowering others, but in controlling ourselves when anger rises. Life will always test you with people who trigger your emotions, but your power is in deciding what you allow to disturb your heart. When you learn to pause, to remember Allah, and to respond with wisdom instead of emotion, you protect your soul from unnecessary battles and your life from unnecessary stress. Anger does not appear suddenly without a cause. It begins when the ego takes control. The ego is that voice inside you that demands recognition, respect, and validation. When that voice feels threatened, anger rises as its defense. At that moment, your peace is no longer guided by faith, but by wounded pride. The ego tells you that you must respond, that you must prove something. And in listening to that voice, you hand your emotional control to the very thing that weakens you. When the ego is strong, even small matters feel personal. A simple comment can disturb you. A small action can offend you. The heart becomes restless because it is trying to defend an image instead of standing firm on faith. This is not strength. It is emotional dependence. The ego feeds on control and approval. When these are threatened, anger becomes its weapon. Your peace disappears not because of the situation, but because of your inner imbalance. Islam teaches you to rise above this by developing patience, humility, and self-control. Each time you allow anger to control you, it becomes a habit. Over time, peace feels unfamiliar and reactions feel normal. This path leads to regret, broken relationships, and a restless heart. The Prophet taught that the strongest person is not the one who defeats others, but the one who controls himself when angry. Self-control is not weakness. It is the highest form of strength. When you learn to pause, everything changes. You begin to see situations clearly. You realize not everything deserves a reaction. Not every word deserves your energy. That pause is where your freedom lives. Anger thrives on the illusion of control. The ego wants to control people and outcomes, but control belongs only to Allah. When you accept this, your heart becomes lighter. You stop taking everything personally. You stop allowing others to control your emotions. And this is when real calm enters your life. The strongest believer is the one who controls his reaction. Every day, situations will test your patience. Harsh words, misunderstandings, disappointments, anyone can react, but very few can remain calm. When you control your reaction, you refuse to let chaos outside create chaos inside. You decide what enters your heart. This transforms your emotional world from a battlefield into a place of peace. A believer who controls his reaction protects himself from regret, broken relationships, and emotional exhaustion. He acts with intention, not impulse. He does not feel the need to prove himself in every moment. He chooses dignity over argument, calm over conflict. This kind of composure earns respect because true authority lies in self-mastery. Controlling your reactions also improves your relationships. Many conflicts grow not because of what happened, but because of how it was handled. When you choose patience over pride, you create space for understanding instead of division. You become a source of peace for others. Silence is one of the most powerful tools you can develop. Many regrets in life come not from what happened, but from what we said in moments of anger. Words spoken in emotion cannot be taken back. In those moments, silence is not weakness, it is protection. It protects your dignity, your relationships, and your peace. The Prophet taught that whoever believes in Allah should speak good or remain silent. Silence gives your heart time to settle. It allows your mind to think and your soul to remember Allah. Without that pause, one sentence can destroy years of trust. When you choose silence, you stop reacting from pain and start responding with purpose. Not every situation needs your voice. Not every argument needs your participation. True strength is remaining calm when emotions are triggered. Your silence becomes your power. Your calm becomes your authority. Remembering Allah is the greatest cure for anger. When emotions rise and the heart feels heavy, it is often because it has drifted away from its anchor. Allah created the heart to find peace in His remembrance. When you remember Allah, your heart begins to settle. The chaos weakens, the mind slows down, you realize that no situation is greater than Allah. This brings strength to your heart. Choosing peace over proving a point is one of the greatest forms of wisdom. The ego wants to be right. It wants to win every argument, but winning arguments often costs your peace. The Prophet taught that the one who leaves an argument, even when right, is rewarded greatly. Because protecting your heart is more valuable than proving a point. Most arguments are not about truth. They are about ego. When you choose peace, you rise above unnecessary conflict. You protect your relationships, your energy, and your mental state. Finally, when you master your emotions, you master your life. Anger will come, but it does not have to control you. So walk forward with calmness. Let your patience be your strength, your silence be your shield, and your trust in Allah be your anchor. Because when you master your emotions, you truly master your life.